57, Escalante City is now in session. Let us remain standing for the opening prayer. Almighty God, we stand in your holy presence, our Father Creator. We humbly beseech you to let us inspire us so that what we think, say, and do may afford us to do it. Enlighten our minds, enlighten our spirits, fill our hearts with eternal love, wisdom, and understanding, so that we can be effective channels of truth, justice, and peace. In our proceedings today, guide us in the path of righteousness, for the fulfillment of your greater glory. Amen. Honorable Judge Eric Barcenilla presiding. The silence is hereby enjoined.
Call the case.
Criminal case number 1324, People of the Philippines versus Miles Ricky Valiente for the crime of murder.
Appearances.
Sergeant Lapid, Your Honor, for the government.
Your Honor, Attorney Cañete for the defense.
This is the presentation of evidence for the prosecution. Fiscal, are you ready?
Your Honor, we are set to present the first witness, the private complainant, Miss Princess Astorga.
Call the witness to the witness stand, swear her in, and let her testify.
Raise your right hand. Manumpa ka ba nga ang imong ihatag na testimonya ni ining kasuha, mga kamatuoran, ang tibuok kamatuoran ug walay lain kundi ang kamatuoran lamang sa panabang sa Ginoo?
Yes.
What is your name, age, your place of residency, and occupation?
I am Princess Astorga. I am 27 years old. I live in Mejorada, Cañete, City, and my work is I am the employee of Cañete Sugar Mill Farm.
Ms. Astorga, do you require an interpreter to translate?
No, Your Honor, I can manage to understand and speak English, although it's not perfect.
Very well, if you ever need help in understanding later in the case, please do not hesitate to ask and the interpreter will assist you.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
You may proceed. What is your offer, Fiscal?
To testify on the manner of the assault, specifically the use of firearm, which led to the victim's death, to establish the elements of murder, including treachery and abuse of superstitious death, as alleged in the information, and to testify on other relevant matters pertaining to this case, including the report you made to the police.
Any comment or objection, defense counsel?
Your Honor, we reserve our comments and objections subject to cross-examination.
Proceed with the examination, Fiscal.
Good morning, Ms. Astorga. You stated that you live in Astorga, Escalante City. Do you remember where were you on April 21st around 9 to 9:30 p.m.?
I was in a place not in town,
What were you doing?
cleaning the table after the session.
Who was present at this drinking session?
Only two people, my brother John Astorga and my co-worker.
And who is this co-worker?
His name is Miles Ricky Valiente.
Can you identify if Mr. Valiente is here in this courtroom today?
That's him.
For the record, Your Honor, the witness has identified the accused.
Noted.
So, Ms. Astorga, the accused Mr. Valiente and your brother were drinking in the small hut in the sugarcane compound, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You mentioned they were drinking. Did you hear anything from where they were?
Yes, after a while I heard their voices getting louder and it sounded like they are arguing.
Could you make out what they were arguing about?
Not clearly, but the tone was definitely angry. It went for a few minutes.
What happened after you heard this heated argument?
There was a sudden thud, like something heavy falling, and then it became quiet. I get worried and decided to check.
And what did you see when you went out?
I stepped out. It was quiet, dark, but I saw a figure, a man running away in the hut towards the main hut.
Could you describe this figure?
It was just a silhouette. Due to the poor lighting,
if that rock were shown to you, would you be able to recognize it?
Yes, I believe so.
Your Honor, we have a rare photograph of the said rock previously marked for identification purposes as Exhibit D. May we approach this to the witness? Proceed. Miss Astorga, please examine Exhibit D. Can you tell the court what this is, if you know?
This look is completely like the rock I saw near my brother's head the night. It's large. It is similar to shape.
Your Honor, we request that this document identified by the witness be marked as Exhibit D for the prosecution. Mark it. After these events, did you report this incident to the police?
Yes.
And who did you name to the police as the person you suspected of harming your brother?
I told him it was Valiente.
When you made this reporting, did you execute a sworn statement of complaint or affidavit?
Yes, I did.
I am showing you a document, Your Honor, previously marked for identification as Exhibit A. Mrs. Astorga, please examine this document and tell the court what it is.
This is my complaint affidavit. I signed it at the police station.
Is there a signature appearing on the second page of Exhibit A?
Yes,
Whose signature is that?
that's my signature.
Your Honor, we request that this complaint affidavit consisting of 2 pages and identified by the witness be marked as Exhibit A for the prosecution. Mark it. Astorga, following your brother's death, was a certificate of death issued?
Yes.
I am showing you another document, Your Honor. Previously marked for identification as Exhibit B. Please examine this and tell the court what it is.
This is the death certificate of my brother John Astorga.
Does it state the name Jan Javier Astorga and the date of death is April 21, 2025?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, we request that this certificate of death be marked as Exhibit B for the prosecution. Mark it. Miss, if you may. Therefore, Your Honor, we confirmally offer our evidence, Exhibit D, of the rock used in the crime. Exhibit A, the complaint affidavit made by the complainant, Miss Astorga. And Exhibit C, which is the police blotter. Exhibit C, which is the police blotter proving Miss Astorga report incident. And lastly, Exhibit B, which is the death certificate of the victim, Jan Astorga. Thank you, Your Honor.
Admitted and admissible.
Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination, defense.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Good morning, Mrs. Astorga. Good morning. Yeah, prior to your statement, you stated that you live in Mejorada, Valiente City. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were at your place.
Yes.
And you're doing that you're cleaning the table after the drinking session of your brother, John Astorga, and Mr. Valiente.
Yes.
Mrs. Astorga, you testified you heard your brother and Mr. Valiente arguing, correct?
Yes.
But you couldn't clearly make out what they were arguing about.
The exact word no, but the tone was angry.
So you didn't hear any specific threats from Mr. Valiente towards your brother?
Not specific words only.
Now, about the silhouette you saw running away, it was dark, wasn't it?
Yes, it was dark. Just some light from the post.
And this silhouette, you couldn't see the person's face from you.
No, not the face.
Okay. You couldn't clearly see what clothes they're wearing?
Not the color, but the shape. I know it was smile.
So you're basing your identification on the fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure in the dark from a distance whose face you did not see?
The build was like his. And he is the only one there with John. It was him.
The only there with John. That's an assumption, Miss Astorga. Were you watching them the entire time they were drinking?
No, I was inside the house.
So, someone else would have approached them without you knowing, correct?
I was supposed. It's possible, but unlikely.
Now, Miss Astorga, you and Mr. Valiente work for the same company, Hacienda Fee Melon Corporation, correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that you've had disagreements with Mr. Valiente concerning work matters?
We have professional differences.
Professional differences. Isn't it true you believe Mr. Valiente was being paid more than for your similar work and resented him for it?
Objection, Your Honor, are relevant and bad hearing.
Overruled. Counsel is laying basis for bias. Witness will answer.
You saw a shadow, Mrs. Astorga, and filled in the blanks with someone you already wanted to believe was a bad person. Isn't that true?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained. Rephrase.
Astorga, did you see Mr. Valiente actually strike your brother?
No, I arrived after.
Did you see Mr. Valiente holding the rock found near your brother?
No.
So your entire basis for accusing Mr. Valiente is a fleeting glimpse of a silhouette coupled with your coupled negative feeling towards him?
And the fact that they were arguing, and he has the last one seen with my brother.
The last one you were aware of, Miss Astorga. No further question, Your Honor.
Cañete, please come.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution has rested. The witness will step down. Is the defense ready to present its evidence? Prosecution has rested. The witness will step down. Is the defense ready to present the evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense called the accused, Mr. Valiente, to stand.
Call the witness to the witness stand, swear him, and let him testify.
Please raise your right hand. Manumpa ka ba ang imong itatag na testimonya niini kasuha mao ang kamatuoran, tibuok kamatuoran ug walay lain kundi ang kamatuoran lamang sa panahon sa Ginoo?
Mr. Valiente, are you comfortable testifying in?
I can understand English, Your Honor, but I can't clearly speak English.
Very well, defense counsel, you may offer your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense offered the testimony of the accused, Mr. Valiente, to prove that he will deny the allegation against him that he was with Mr. John Astorga on April 21, 2025, and an argument occurred. That he left John Astorga alive and informed that he did not strike, assault, or kill John Astorga. To rebut Princess Wendell Astorga's testimony regarding her alleged identification and assertion of prior animosities, and to testify on all matters relevant to his defense and to prove his innocence.
Any comment or objection? Prosecutor.
We reserve our comment and objections subject to cross-examination, Your Honor.
Very well, you may proceed with your examination.
Good morning, Mr. Valiente.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you please state your full name, age, and occupation for the record?
My name is Valiente. I am 28 years old and I work at Hacienda Fee Melon Corporation.
Mr. Valiente, did you know that you are the accused of killing John Astorga on April 21, 2025? Did you kill John Astorga?
No, I did not.
Mr. Valiente, during the preliminary investigation of this case, did you submit a counter affidavit stating your defense?
Yes.
Your Honor, may we approach the witness? I am showing the witness this document. Marked identification as defense, Exhibit 1. Mr. Valiente, can you examine this document and tell the court what it is?
Yes, ma'am. This is the counter affidavit I submitted to the prosecutor's office.
Is there a signature appearing on the second page of this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And whose signature is that?
That is my signature.
And this is the counter affidavit, defense, Exhibit 1. Did you state under oath your version of what transpired on the evening of April 21, 2025?
Yes, ma'am. I explained that I was with John. We argued and I left him alive.
You state under oath your version of what transpired in the evening of April 21, 2025?
Yes, ma'am. I explained that I was with John. We argued and I left him alive.
And are the contents of this counter affidavit true and correct based on your personal knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we request this counter affidavit identified by the accused be marked as Exhibit 1.
Market.
Thank you. Mr. Valiente, were you with John Astorga that evening?
Yes, we were having drinks at a small hut in the compound.
Princess Astorga identified and testified she heard you and John arguing heatedly. Did an argument occur?
Yes, we did. John had a bit too much to drink and got loud and aggressive about our matter.
Can you describe the argument?
It wasn't too serious at first, but he kept pressing it and his voice got louder. I tried to calm him, but he was quite worked up.
Can you tell me what happened after the argument?
I realized it wasn't going anywhere and didn't want things to escalate, so I told him I was leaving, got up and walked away.
So you went ahead of John?
Yes, ma'am, he was still at the hut when I left.
When you left him and went on ahead, what was John Astorga's condition?
He was still angry and muttering, but he was alive and standing or leaning on the table, definitely not injured.
Did you at any point strike John Astorga with rock or any object?
Absolutely not. I never laid a hand on him.
Miss Astorga testified she saw a silhouette, which she believed was you, running away from the house. Were you running when you left?
No, ma'am. I walked away. I had no reason to run. I was just going home after a few drinks and had a pleasant argument.
Miss Astorga also testified and also mentioned past disagreements with you at work and suspected you of financial misconduct. Were you aware of this feeling she had towards you?
Yes, I was aware she seemed to have some issues with me regarding pay and opportunities. I believe she misunderstood things. I never embezzled any money or did anything dishonest.
So to be clear, Mr. Valiente, you deny all allegations that you harmed John Astorga?
Yes, ma'am, I am innocent. I did not kill John. I left him at the hut and went home.
Your Honor, this is an additional documentary evidence to prove or be identified with Mr. Valiente that she was saw by the CCTV on. Therefore, Your Honor, we would formally offer our Exhibit 1, which is the counter affidavit of Mr. Valiente, the accused, denying the information against him.
Admitted and administered. Cross-examination, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor. Valiente, you admit you were with John Astorga the night he was killed?
Yes, we were drinking together.
And you admit to have a heated argument with him?
We had an argument. He was getting loud.
So, there was tension between you and the deceased moments before he was found dead?
There was an argument. I wouldn't say tension that would lead to that. I just left to avoid any trouble.
You say John Astorga was aggressive. Did he threaten you?
He was loud and belligerent. I didn't feel physical and threatened. I just wanted to leave.
You just decided to leave, and shortly after John Astorga was found bludgeoned to death? That's quite coincidence, isn't it?
Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
Sustain. Rephrase.
Mr. Valiente, when you left, did you see anyone else approaching the hut?
No, it was dark. I just walked in the main path.
So, as far as you knew, you were the last person with John Astorga while he was alive?
As far as I saw at that moment, yes, but I don't know who might have come after.
You claim Mrs. Astorga misunderstood things at work? Isn't it possible your argument with John was also about these misunderstandings? Perhaps John defending his sister?
The argument was about daily tasks at the hacienda, nothing but about Princess directly.
So, you expect this court to believe that despite being the last known person with John Astorga, having a heated argument, and Miss Astorga, seeing a figure resembling you leaving, you had absolutely nothing to do with his death?
Yes, because that is the truth. I did not harm John.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Redirect defense counsel.
No redirect, Your Honor. The defense rests the case.
Defense has rested this case. Are the parties ready for closing arguments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution may proceed.
Your Honor, John Astorga was brutally killed. The certificate of death, prosecution exhibit B, confirmed this. The accused Mas Valiente was with John that night. They had a heated argument as stated in the complainant's sworn statement. Prosecution exhibit A admitted by the accused immediately after John was found dead near a rock, depicted in prosecution exhibit D, and his sister. Princess Astorga also saw a figure she identified as the accused fleeing despite any prior disagreements. Her consistent testimony points to the accused. He had opportunity arrested confrontation and was seen leaving. The defense suggests a phantom killer. This is not credible. The chain of events and identification point to the accused. We ask for a guilty verdict.
Defense counsel, your closing arguments.
Your Honor, the prosecution asked for conviction on shadows and suspicion, not proof beyond reasonable doubt. The accused is presumed innocent. Their case rests on Ms. Astorga's testimony, detailed in her complaint affidavit, prosecution exhibit A. She admitted not seeing the salient face, only a silhouette in the dark. Such identification is unreliable. Ms. Astorga also admitted pre-existing animosity towards Mr. Valiente, a clear motive for bias, likely coloring her interpretation of that shadow. Mr. Valiente consistent since his counter affidavit exhibit A, exhibit 1, and his testimony admitted being there and arguing, but left John Astorga alive. The prosecution offers no physical evidence, no fingerprints on any rock depicted in prosecution exhibit D, no forensic linking Mr. Valiente killing John Astorga, nothing but a wavering biases identification. There is more than reasonable doubt. We ask for an acquittal, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsels. The case is submitted for decision. This court has considered all evidence, including testimonies and admitted exhibits. The prosecution presented Ms. Astorga, who, in her complaint affidavit, prosecution exhibit A, and on the stand she heard an argument and saw a silhouette she believed it was the accused. However, she did not see the person's face. The defense established Ms. Astorga's prior resentment towards the accused, raising questions of bias. The certificate of death, prosecution exhibit B, confirms the death. Prosecution exhibit D, a photograph of the murder weapon was identified by Ms. Astorga as similar to what she saw, but no forensic evidence links to the actual rock for the accused. Consistent with his counter affidavit, defense exhibit 1, denied involvement, stating he left the deceased alive after their argument. Guilt must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Ms. Astorga's identification of a silhouette, given her potential bias and poor conditions, is not sufficiently reliable. The prosecution failed to present conclusive evidence linking the accused to the crime. Wherefore, for the failure to prove the guilt of Mas Valiente beyond a reasonable doubt, this court finds him not guilty of murder. The accused is acquitted, ordered immediately, released, unless held for other lawful case.
All rise. This session